Welcome back, everyone, to some lighting. Amazing. Welcome back, everyone, to some World of Tanks. It's been a long time since I actually made a World of Tanks video. Man, a long time. Yeah, it has. I've been getting back into streaming. Still trying to learn video editing, but that is one extremely hard. I'm fucking stupid, so here we are, right? Well, in this game, I'm in my T-34-3, and as you know, I don't like to feature these really high performance games that I nitpick off the World Tanks website, or that I have like this miracle 6,000 damage game in my tier 5, because let's be honest, it doesn't happen often. Very rarely does that stuff happen, and I don't like to put out a false impression of tanks. I am here to give you the no bullshit version of tanks, but I also want to provide some entertainment. That's why I did pick this one. We got some good teamwork here. Pretty good game as far as my performance, I'd say. Let's watch this. So I was already told to fall back. I know that I don't have support here, but I know that this tank does have at least enough mobility to get the hell out of here if I see it so fit. And I know that 152 was probably going to stay up there, so if I run back, he'll at least cover my ass. If I do try to fall back. Now, as you can see here, I am wedging myself up on the side of the hill, hiding my little plate, also making it extremely hard to hit my cupolas. I'm not even sure if you can. This is a good way to use the T-34-3. It has pretty good gun depression for a Chinese tank. Its armor is pretty solid in the front and the turret, but those cupolas can be annoying. They're an annoying weak spot that people can quite easily hit. But if you can get yourself into a position like this is like this tank's built for it right here. We're just going to keep dishing out damage with this big motherfucking gun. Now, this is a big gun for a Chinese medium tank. It's got 390 alpha on a tier 8 medium gun. That's pretty good. And the T-34-3 was actually just recently buffed, and this is part of the patch. This is after the patch that it got buffed. I'm trying to get the 152 to come up here because there's no reason for me to retreat, and there's no reason for him to be back there. I'm quite comfortable, and the enemy clearly is scared of my gun. Anyway, this gun was recently buffed on the last patch. I think, yeah. They did 3 things to it. I can only remember 2. They decreased the dispersion. Oh, yeah. They decreased the dispersion. Don't know how much. Made it more accurate, and gave the T-34-3 another 100 hit points. Believe me, from the games that I've played after I played this game and beforehand, I'm telling you, those extra 100 hit points are a world of difference, it feels like. So, great job by Wargaming, and they're saying that they're going to buff a whole bunch of other old tier 8 tanks. So I'm really looking forward to all that. A lot of old tier 8 tanks, I think. The STG got buffed / guard. There's another one this patch, but they're going to keep that. But in this game, this is one of my first games after the patch. I was very impressed with how well the gun is handled now compared to how it used to. A lot of the shots that I've been consistently making throughout this whole game is never would have been possible in the last patch. No, that is not what I asked the SU to do. I did not ask him to death charge ahead. he blames it on me. So, you know what? It's whatever. I didn't ask him to do that. He chose to do that. He sacrificed himself for me, and I didn't ask for it, but it's certainly a sacrifice that I am willing to make. You know what I'm saying? So I thought about here, pushing around, but then I was like, oh wait, that would be really fucking stupid. I had to pull back. I don't know, I had no idea where the stretch long and the Excalibur were going to go. I figured that they would be on the other side waiting for me. So I figured maybe I just see if I can spot them coming around, coming down the hill, that way at least know what they're doing. I'm not going to end up seeing them at all. And at this point, I really just want to regroup with my team. That is one of the most important things for me to do right now, because my teammates, they are all on low health. I don't know what the SCOTA's on right now, but my teammates are all on pretty low health, I think. So, 4 guns is better than 1. So I still have all my hit points. My logic is I'm going to go back here. I'm going to try to get in front of my teammates and tank hits for them, so that way I can keep their guns in the fight. Plus I know that my armor is actually pretty reliable, and most of the remaining enemy tanks... What do we have on the enemy team? Right. So, other than the Stritzfong, I think my armor can hold up pretty well against everything on their team. Definitely what I was thinking at this point. It's just been like 2 days since I played this. I had to look and see what tanks were up there. Just real quick, just to make sure that they aren't going to come up behind us. I think I asked the 40 TP to watch here, because I know he has low HP and he can at least take cover. So I don't know if they're going to try and flank us. Another reply to the 152, finally. Alright, so this is where the game slows way down. Alright. Now, we're just kind of waiting on things to develop. I want to go help the IS-3, but I also don't want to leave this entire flank open, only to the 40 TP, who is not the best tank, let's be honest. I asked him to go watch the bridge, so that way I can see if they're coming from there. He ends up not doing it, which is fine. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have asked him to do it. I wanted to keep the step of the game, not... Because if he would have went over there by himself, there's a very high chance he could die. So our IS-3A, he is over there putting up a fight of a lifetime. I really gotta hand it to him. He's just picking them apart one by one. So I decided I'm gonna go check the bridge for myself. I really am starting to think that they are not gonna come up from behind us there. Not for any time soon, anyway. Let's go see what we can find at the bridge. Now, the reason why I wanted to show this replay is one, T-34-3 was buffed. I think this is a good example of what you can expect in most of your games from now on. But I also want to show it because this is how you need to react to your teammates. A lot of times you cannot rely on your teammates to listen to you or to react to you well. So if your team's not wanting to work with you, you gotta work with them. I know it's not fun. It's not fun to do it that way, and it's not always the most optimal thing to do, but you just gotta do, sometimes you gotta do it. So here I'm going to try to get over there to help the IS-3. I'm figuring at this point that the T-34 is not pushing the IS-3 because those other 3 tanks are getting ready to rush him with the crush the IS-3. So I'm trying to get over there as fast as I can to help him. Does he end up living? I don't remember. Yeah, I get over there for the thing. Let's see what I do here. I don't remember, honestly. Now I know the 40 TP really wants help, but as much as I like the 40 TP and he seems to be a good player, I don't have time. My tank isn't fast enough to go flying back and forth between these two. And I wanted to keep the IS-3 in the game more than the 40 TP. IS-3 is a much better gun to keep around. However, I don't see the T-34 when I come around the corner, but I do end up getting spotted. So I think that so my thought was that was the Schutzwang or the T-34. Either way, they're in a bush, and I'm going to get wrecked. Oh, found the missing Schutzwang. There's that reliable armor right there. This armor is very good as long as you angle it well. You can really depend on it. Yeah, this gun, as you can see, tearing him apart. Love the alpha damage on this gun. Though I find myself very rarely rolling over 400 in a 390 alpha damage gun. Quite weird, but you know it is what it is. If you expect to be rolling over 400 half the time in this tank, you're just not going to, I promise you. Oh, that sucks, but hey. Now here I tell the T-34 snap. Sassy, good. I tell the IS-3 to watch our rear from the T-34 while I go and deal with these guys here at the cap. Now these are two tier 6s. I am pretty confident that I'll be able to handle this. And the Excalibur, he fucking rushes me. I don't know why he did that. Was it his best? It was not the best thing he could have chose to do. Now I saved my second repair kit here because I didn't know if I was going to take any more modular damage. I wasn't sure at the time what health the T-34 was on. I wanted to be sure that my tank was fully prepared to deal with the T-34. But looks like the IS-3 ended up getting him, and the IS-3 definitely also helped carry the hell out of this game. But this was a pretty good game. This is a 4K damage game. I would say this is definitely above what you're normally going to get. I have found myself to be getting around 2,500, 3,000 damage games quite often in this. So I know this tank really just does fit my playstyle, and I like it, but there's definitely something to be said about this tank, and I really like the way that Wargaming buffed it. So let's go ahead and check the post-game stats real quick just to see how profitable this tank is these days, even considering the amount of gold ammo I shot. Alright, so here we are back over on the Watt Replays website. That was actually, despite how I would have figured that would have been a second class, but it was actually a first class. I think maybe it's just because not so many people play this tank anymore, even though it was recently buffed. I guess Wargaming wasn't very, how can I say, vocal about their update and the buffs of these tanks, which I find really quite odd and unfortunate, because I feel like still these tanks are going to get left in the dust by the player base. People are going to forget about them. But like my T-34-3, even before the buff, I still liked to play it all the time. And now it's definitely one of my favorite tanks, favorite medium tanks to play in the games as of right now. So we can come over here. I actually ended up getting just above the IS-3 because I got a little bit more damage. The IS-3 did very good. Faden's medal he ended up getting, that's pretty cool. Fire for Effect, Bruiser, Fighter, Duelist, Steel Wall. He did amazing that game. But, we only managed to get a high caliber. I'll take what I can get, right? Yeah. I did sling quite a bit of heat there at the end. And the heat ammo is expensive in this tank, so watch how much of that you're shooting. But nonetheless, I was still able to make 56,000 credits. And I guess that if I wasn't slinging so much heat, I probably would have made somewhere around 80-ish thousand. This tank's quite a profitable tank, but it's definitely not the most profitable medium tank in the game that you're ever going to play. But it's certainly a fun to tank. It's a reliable tank, and it's a tank that your enemies kind of cringe when you point at them, and they know that it's about to hurt. So, I really recommend this tank. Give it another shot if you haven't played it in a long time. But yeah, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. We're just going to do the one replay for today. I don't think I'm going to do any How the Muppets Play for a while, just because I want to get better at editing for that type of stuff. But I'll keep featuring random tanks like this, featuring good replays, and recommending tanks and how to play certain tanks and stuff like that. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and you have a wonderful day.